Okay, welcome everybody to day number 2 of Google Drive. We're waiting for California to sign on, but in the meantime, there's a couple housekeeping things. It is very important that when you leave at break, you turn your computers off. Okay, it's very important that you do that. That's not a thing that, that's just one of the rules that we have to abide by here.
All right.
Also, the downtown project regarding smoking, there is a smoking area. I just want to make sure because people were here today. Fire marshal says smoking only in the smoking area. My conversation this morning was that when it's 110 degrees outside and the smoking area is not covered, 5 feet away is a covered area. It's a bit unreasonable, but that's the rules.
That's what he said.
Okay. And, got it? Oh. Okay. So, welcome in California. How are you today?
Fine. How are you?
Good. That sounded like Stephanie.
Yes, it's Stephanie.
Okay. Is that Long Beach or is that Santa Fe Springs?
Long Beach.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so what I'd like everybody to do is go to Google Plus and plus the event. Today's event, go to Google Plus, today's event on Google Drive. We're going to be getting our folders set up, or make sure they're set up. For most people, they should already be set up, but if they're not set up, we're going to set them up. And then we're going to start working on documents, learning how to collaborate. Set them up. So please go to Google Drive.
That's your event. Because it says Jamie's not going.
I'll go to Google Plus.
Billy's not going. Israel's has been. Like it has a list of everyone going. Oh, I gotta refresh.
Google Plus.
Go to Google Plus. I meant to say, to clarify, please go to Google Plus, not Google Drive. Go to Google Plus and plus the event. Once you plus the event, let's look down at what we're going to go over today. Okay? Is anybody not there? Okay. Okay, Fred, go to Google Plus. Okay. Now, do you see what we're going to do today? Over on the right? Okay, do you have the folders? Okay. Ed, how are you doing?
Google Plus.
How are you doing? Are you on Google Plus?
Go to Chrome.
No. Okay, then roll down to this one over the right. Go up.
Who is not on Google Plus or has not been to Google Plus plus the event?
I already posted it.
Okay.
Go down.
Yeah, it'll just refresh itself.
Okay, who is not there? Who has not gotten to Google Plus? Everybody has gotten there? Okay, good. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have these folders set up. So please set up your folders.
What folders?
Folders that are listed in the Google Plus under today's event. So you should have them. So there's going to be 3 primary folders: personal, what's the next one? School, and employment plan. So those 3 folders.
What?
We're going to create 3 good folders in Google Plus. I mean in Drive, right?
Yeah, those will be in Google Drive. So make sure you go into Google Drive.
Okay.
And I'm going to be doing it up here.
So we can follow along.
Is that the folder that we created for employment plan?
No, I don't think we've created any folders in Drive.
Well, you might have.
We did
Okay.
employment.
So go to Drive and press Create, right?
Yeah.
Create, and then press Folder. And then put the folder name. School.
Okay, so on my screen,
My Word folder, my school folder. I made.
okay, so I have on the main screen where we should be. Okay, I'm going to go into that.
So folders, right? Create folders?
Yeah, so make sure you're in Drive. Welcome, California. Welcome, Crystal.
Hi, Ed.
And you should be in your main directory. When it comes on, make sure you have My Drive clicked as a starting point.
So what name are we naming it?
Okay, so make sure you are in My Drive. My Drive should be highlighted in red over on the left. Okay? And when it's highlighted on the right, then you will go to the button up above
Create.
that says Create. And very easy, you create a folder.
Want me to show you, Jamie?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's go back to where I was. Get into Drive.
See, as long as it's in red.
Jamie?
Make sure My Drive is highlighted.
Name it.
It's good because it's-
And then push, click on Create.
If you just say backspace,
Where are your,
just sign
we're
it.
doing all three of them?
Yeah.
What are we naming them?
Like, so let's keep going back and forth.
Go to Drive. Drive, you're there, right? Create a folder.
Now,
So that's one folder.
Whatever you want to name it. Name what one person.
I'll create another folder
One school.
That's where you set it.
called
Now,
Employment Plan.
that's your personal, that's your school.
Yeah.
Now you do a personal one. So, what's the next one?
The reason we have.
R.
S-O-N.
Oh, now you're gonna, first you have to get My Drive. Okay, now you're gonna do create. Now you're gonna pull a brand new folder, and it's gonna be personal.
Personal, now press create.
What is it, date or what?
Backspace.
No, you do
Personal.
You
You already got employment planning, jobs, and personal, then you got Google, that's all you need. Here, you want to help me? It's the personal going on.
The titles of the folders are in Google Plus.
You got your personal, your job one you can use for school.
Very good. So it comes up
Okay,
here.
so that's how you create the folder. That's how easy it is to create folders.
I don't need a school one.
I need a school one director.
If you don't have one, yes, you need one.
So you're already on personal because it's in red, so you hit create, now we're doing a separate.
Okay, so-
Backspace, is doing documents and one employment plan.
These are the various things. that-
Okay, so you should have 3 folders.
In your Google Plus, it said.
Personal,
Okay, now hit create again.
employment plan, and
It
school.
starts off, it looks like this, and then you press read more.
Like we said yesterday, when you have
I mean, he does.
been doing this for a couple years, you have hundreds or thousands of documents. How it's structured is very important. So the important thing to do is structure it right in the beginning.
Okay, how do you erase one? I got in before school.
You have what?
In before school.
These are for
In.
you put stuff in. Now watch, now I'm gonna
It doesn't
fill out
You,
my,
you go, highlight the event. Okay, so if you spelled it wrong, if you have an error, you go to the folder, you highlight the folder that it is.
I'm gonna solve it.
And there's an arrow next to it. You click on the arrow and you click rename.
So I put it in my folder.
You click rename.
I gotta change the name.
So here are some simple basic things that everybody needs to know that you should know by now. Google tries to do things the same across all of the apps. You don't have to learn all new rules with all new apps. You just have to learn the rules associated with that app. And so if you have things like spelling errors, you just need to rename the file.
You're gonna remove that one. 'cause
No,
you
he
have
does.
planning hand job. Oh, that's his.
Okay,
Do
so
one, create.
if you go to the folder that you want to change and you highlight it, there will be a drop-down arrow. You click on that and it will tell you you can open, you can create a new folder, share, add star, move, rename, etc.
L. Create. Boom. No, there's all three.
Now, so we need to change our mindsets here. If you're initially thinking, I don't know what to do, I need help, you've already got a problem. You need to try to figure it out first, because when you go to work and you have your interview, the expectation is that you're going to know how to do this stuff. This is easy. You need to tell yourself it's easy, I just have to learn it. It's not hard, I just have to learn it. And if I can't remember it, I just need to write it down. So there should be a page in your composition book where you're taking little notes of how to navigate around. But navigating in Google with Google Apps is, once you get the fundamentals, it doesn't matter what the app is. The fundamentals are still the same. You make a mistake with the name of a file, you make a mistake with the name of the folder, you want to create a new folder, there's a drop-down box, it's easy to change. And in Google, there's usually 3 or 4 different ways to do the same thing. But what we have to do, so the good part about the energy is people are getting the Navy SEALs, learn one, do one, teach one plan down. We're getting that. We're getting good at that. That's very important when you go to work. But the people who are asking for the help, first of all, try to figure it out yourself. Don't get in the habit of, I don't know what to do, I need help. Because it's not going to work when you go to a job. You want to be the guy who is that guy, the guy who gets it done, the guy who helps other people, right? So good energy to the people who jumped up to help everyone. Everyone else, just be aware. There's simple stuff. A lot of things we do during the day is repetitive with this. You should be using Google Apps much of the day. Like in Google what? What's another Google app we use throughout the day? Google Plus. We use like from 2 o'clock on. And at 1 o'clock, or at some point during the day, everybody should be updating their calendars to get in the habit of, I need to be updating and checking my calendar. If you're doing this every day, you're going to get the fundamentals of Google down. You should be checking your emails every day, and you know, that's still the best way to communicate with people on a one-to-one basis. So those are the things that we need to do. Now, if you have your 3 folders done, does anybody in California not have their 3 folders done? Crystal, Stephanie, anybody not have their 3 folders?
We have our 3 folders.
Okay, great. Once you have the 3 folders, let's make sure to add the subfolders. Does anybody here not have their subfolders done? Okay. Who said what's a subfolder? Okay, we use subfolders all the time, every Friday, but that's a good question. A subfolder is a folder inside a folder. So remember on 1LTCLV, how many subfolders do you think we have? And then we have subfolders of subfolders, right? And then subfolders. So now we want to make sure we have our subfolders done. Now under personal, what are the 3 subfolders?
Family,
Family, documents. Okay, you can have friends, family, documents, and other. Okay, so how do we create a subfolder?
You highlight the folder,
Highlight the folder, and then what?
and then there's a drop down,
Okay.
and you pick from there, you're gonna go to new folder.
Okay, so I'm going to follow along with you. So I'm in personal folders.
Okay.
I get that all to
Click
do
the
with,
drop down,
Okay.
where do you find the drop down?
There's a little arrow drop down. Then you scroll down to new folder.
Okay. To the right of the name of the folder is a drop-down arrow. It's a triangle. It looks like an upside-down triangle. Okay, and so what was the name of one of them in
Family.
Family document.
family? So that's how you do it. And then we do it again. Just to remember, go to personal, click on the arrow,
Oh, wait a minute.
new folder called documents. And then we'll do it again just to make sure we got it. New folder called other.
Form documents.
So the objective is to not speak unless you have to ask a question. Okay, we can't have everybody saying, I got it.
No, and then we want
Yeah,
to drag it into, well, after we create the folders, we want to take everything off our computer into our drive.
It's in your drive. You're already in the
It's already
drive.
in the drive. Everything on my desk is in my drive.
No, everything in your drive is on your drive.
Yeah.
Wait, go back. Do your back arrow. Up there.
Okay?
Left click on that, or right.
Okay, just keep repeating to yourself when you are in that situation of FUD, of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that this is easy. Once I learn it, it's going to be easy. If you start telling your brain it's hard, it's confusing, I can't do it, it's frustrating, it's not worth it, or any of the other 200 things you could be saying, all you're going to be doing is reinforcing that you don't want to learn something that's easy.
Now, when you do the create thing, it gives you 5 options.
Yes, and you look for the one that says new folder.
I already did that. Then it says create
You click on it. So you create another folder. You're creating a folder inside of a folder.
I know, but when you do this, it gives you 5 options of what to do.
Ah, I get it now.
You can move the photos around too, pick them up and drag.
Yeah, you can do that, but that's just going to create more confusion.
All right.
If it's in red, it's already in yours.
Correct.
There's nothing impersonal, so that's how I did it. All that stuff I already put in there, in my drive. I wonder if I can-
Folder, Scott?
I can drive Mavis Beacon into my folder if I wanted to. I just found out.
Well,
I don't think we should be
you can
dragging
drag files into your folders.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Now, another way, if it's too hard for you to figure out where the down arrow is, once you're in the folder and you hit create up above the big red button that says create, it will create a folder in that folder. Okay, again, remember, in Google, there's usually 3 or 4 ways to do any one thing.
That's not happening.
Okay, so if your folder is highlighted, if you have, like I have on my screen, school highlighted, I can create a file, a folder,
I put child
inside of that folder by pushing create and then folder. Or I can highlight school,
I know what I should do.
click on the down arrow,
You got it?
Yeah.
You wanna put it
Wow,
in-
that it downloads super fast. Okay, now.
so we're not talking about anything other than getting to where we are.
Okay. Well, I'm there, past it, so.
Okay, so once you get the 3 folders done in personal, then do your folders in school and do your folders in employment plan. And those folders are listed on today's event.
There you go, I got it.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Say,
Yes,
like,
Scott.
say like I get on another computer. If I pull up, put on my LTCLB website, I'll already have Word, PowerPoint, Excel. Anywhere I
Okay,
go.
so Scott asked a question that everybody should know, so let me have your attention, please. Let me have everybody's attention. Once you are, this is cloud, first paragraph, first day, first class.
Yeah.
Once you are logged on to your account in the cloud, it doesn't matter where you are. Okay? You could be on any computer in any city, any town. The value of the cloud is you can access your stuff at any time, anywhere, once you have access to the internet. Okay?
Okay, this is what I was asking though. Okay, we can go, once it's in the cloud, I know that. No matter where you're at in the world, you got it. But if we're not on these computers, and in Word, PowerPoint, or Excel ain't in the cloud for us, and it ain't gonna be on the computer we're on.
If it's on your drive, it doesn't matter what
It's not on my
computer.
drive though.
Okay, well, then we're not talking about the cloud.
Well, then
Right.
I could drag the Word, PowerPoint, and Excel into my school folder.
Okay, so here's an important thing for everybody to know. The only things that are in your cloud drive are things you put in your cloud drive. If they're on your computer, they're not automatically in your cloud
That's
drive.
what I mean.
Okay? This is back to the first class of cloud.
I understand that, but like, you see how you can drag tutorials into your folder, but you can't drag Word, PowerPoint, or Excel because it probably.
Well, there's hundreds of programs, of files in that. Word is not one program.
I know it ain't. I know, okay,
Okay, Scott, we'll talk about that later. Yes, Dave?
You said, well, we got to do the same thing with each of our files. Are we doing
Folders.
personal or folders?
Yeah.
We're doing personal, documents, and other in the school
No,
as well?
no. In today's
Okay, it's on-
event, it lists what the other subfolders are. So in school, you should have a subfolder called assignments, one called white papers, adversity paper, and others. Now in California, you don't need one called adversity paper. But you might have something called medical terminology, Crystal, or you might have one for your QuickBooks. Crystal and Stephanie can help you with that.
wow, this is way cool.
Okay?
Okay.
So an important thing to know, since we're talking about drive, is the only time something is in your drive is when you put it in your drive.
And you should only upload one. When you drag something in there, you should wait for it to completely upload before you drag something else in there.
Yeah, but you're going in a different direction.
I know,
We're
but like
talking about setting up folders.
I am. I set it up. Okay, you're right. I'm going in a different direction.
Yeah. So. So Stephanie and Crystal, let me know when everybody has their subfolder set up, because then we're going to move on to documents.
And all these folders are a different color, right?
Question, I know.
Because, look, I got my copy. Remember last time it was supposed to be called.
So you can upload
You
you can upload so much stuff in the cloud, it won't even affect your computer.
Correct. It's in the,
Springs is good.
They're downloading.
okay, you said you're ready, Crystal?
Yes, it's
Okay.
right. We're good.
Okay, now, what we're going to do, everybody pay attention, because I'm only going to say one time, because we need to start getting in the habit of listening and following instructions. We're going to go into the drive, go to your school folder, open your other subfolder, and now we're going to create a document. Okay? So I will be doing that on the board, on the TV. Okay? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to the school folder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I needed to create my folder. Okay, so I am now in the other folder in school. How do I know that? Because up here at the top of the screen, it says My Drive, School, Other. Okay? Now what I do is I go to the Create button, and I'm going to create a document. So on the screen is the document.
A Word document.
It's a Word type document.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, now, here's the important thing to know. Write it down. Don't leave home without it. The first thing you do is you do what, Dodie?
Title it.
You create a title for your document. Why do we do that, Israel?
Because you can't have 20 files
No.
undocumented.
Well, there's that. But yesterday, Israel brought up a point about Google Docs, which was what?
It's automatically saved.
It's automatically saved. So once you start writing in a document, Google is automatically going to always save it.
You don't even have to write in it. Even if you open it, it's
Right.
automatically saved.
Okay, so to Scott's point, if you don't name your documents, Google is going to start saving documents called untitled document. And how easy is it going to be to find the one untitled document that you want out of 20 or 100 or 1,000 untitled documents?
So what is it?
So the best practices is once your document is opened up, boom, give it a title.
What are we
How do you
calling
open it up?
Test.
Oh, test.
Okay? Now, yesterday I mentioned what one of the other great benefits of Google Docs was. What was that? Besides it always saving.
How do you
Okay.
stop?
See, we forget 70%. What? Yeah. Create it, save it as test.
You save it
Right.
You said we're operating at
It's easy to use.
70%.
You're gonna go to
Okay, so what I said was
Yeah.
you can collaborate. You can collaborate with other people.
Oh, yeah, collaborate.
Okay?
Yeah, we're just talking about this.
Yeah.
You can collaborate with other people. So what we're now going to do is we're going to just start. What's the first sentence in this week's poem? The
Are
first
we doing
line.
1,000?
Yeah, this
Thousandth man.
Okay, so
Which is me.
which is the one you did last week, Fred?
We're supposed to talk this test?
The Star Spangled Banner.
Okay, so do the first line of the Star Spangled Banner. Type that. Now this is how my kids learn to do Jabberwocky.
Ow.
One word at a time. So one person would say one word, it would go around, the next person would do the next word, the next word, the next word, the next word, and you just keep going around. So first we've got to collaborate.
Can you tell us what the name title of this document is?
Test.
Test.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, everybody doesn't need to create a document because the next person is going to collaborate with you. So Fred, join in Ed. So how do we do that?
Share with me, right?
Yeah, right.
There's the rough.
Okay.
File, edit, view, insert, help.
You all type together, right? You share with me, then you put in their email
Okay,
address.
so you, in the upper right, there's a box that says share. You click on that.
Share, upper right.
It's a blue box,
Yeah.
top of the,
And
and
you put LTCL.
in the box that has the name, where it says invite people,
Uh-huh.
invite somebody with their LTC,
LV.
their school email.
Yeah, you gotta know their email.
Well, just look to the person and ask them.
I know how to do it, but I'm uploading something.
It's going around the room.
No, you.
You guys do it. You
Now,
guys,
listen,
Billy.
No, Billy.
when you put share with me,
Yes.
Okay, Billy and Scott.
okay, no, because I'm uploading something, so I don't want you to stop it in the middle of the upload.
Well, so
Listen,
you're
I
supposed to
already
be
know how to
going
do
with the
this, but I
class.
wanted to ask you a question on this.
I just put you in.
What?
Can, when you know how I've done this before, you put in there, like, I'll put Tony, right? Tony's email address, and we can both type at the same time. But can you put like a circle up there and type with a bunch of people at the same time?
Yeah, I don't know if we're.
Why can't you just put your LCTLB circle, student
Okay,
circle
then
up
we
there?
press can edit.
Yes.
Can you do that, Mr.
Okay,
Director?
right now I'm doing something else,
I
Scott.
have one.
Question, Director.
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
stop,
now
share
that
with
you've
me.
done that,
No, I'm uploading stuff on
You
my
gotta
computer.
share with Billy.
I'm
Okay.
uploading. I can't
So
stop.
go to,
Yes, you can. It'll upload by touch.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, I don't.
Go to your, okay, so for everyone else now who was invited, you need to go to the drive, to your main, go back to your drive.
We hit send first, right?
Yeah, well, the people doing the inviting, you have to invite them and you have to say send, right? Otherwise, they're not
Okay, go
invited.
to share. I'll do it with Billy.
And then ask me if you're sure.
Now, for the people who are being invited, you need to go back to your main drive directory and look under shared with me.
Test.
Right up. Yeah, sharing already.
We're on it.
Okay.
Yes.
But how did it do that?
Just did.
Tony D'Angelo, I'm already sharing with Tony.
I just sent him the thing.
Tony.
And then all
Went
of a
through
sudden-
mail.
Yeah.
You're sharing already.
Okay, well, that's how you did it. Okay.
These little pink-
So again,
these little
there's
pink-
many, okay, so again, there's many ways. You have to listen. What you have to do is you have to listen. There's many ways to do things in Google.
Like that. And when you share with someone, their pictures will come up, right?
Now, when somebody is on, when you have shared it with them and they're on it, you'll see their pictures. So Fred and Ed, you see each other? Okay, so go back and forth with, I don't know, Star Spangled Banner or something. Okay, now Ed, you do the next line. You two guys have it. Okay, Billy, you need help?
Well, mine's saying share, only share with.
That's how
I have to go to this other.
and see what we're doing on our papers. When you
I have to change my share
Right.
settings.
Well, you saw it.
You gotta put a different email address.
Okay,
When I click share, it's going to have a lock on it.
okay, now down below, you need to keep reading down below. It says invite people.
Tony,
Oh, right there.
Okay,
In this.
so I have a question, Director.
Correct.
are you on yours?
I gotta get his
Yes,
address.
but listen, I just invited Joanne, and so does she, do we all have to invite each other? Do we all gotta double the time, or?
No, if you have a document, you want to share it with Diane, with Anita.
I'm sharing it with him, and then I just went and shared with her.
You can share it with Joanne.
Scott's the only one on here though, but I'm on Joanne's. So is that all that's necessary?
No, now you're on her document, he's on yours. That doesn't work. You need to be on the same
So I
document.
need to invite Joanne to mine.
Hold on.
Correct.
Can you read what I just typed you?
That's what I wanted.
Can you read what I just typed you?
Okay, now Brian, Billy, and Bill.
Can you, did I type something? What's the thing?
I don't, no, I'm not doing it. I'm
This is
Okay,
just what we
Bill.
were talking about.
No, you can't, this is your work.
This is cool.
You don't have to.
Why would you do this?
No.
I need the address, right?
Right?
Well, let's share with
What's that?
Fred. Would you add Billy into your document? So Billy, you need to give, right.
Okay, the person who initiates the document
Joanne?
is the person that shares it with everybody, and he allows them
Do
to
it.
come in.
Bill, straight email address.
Correct.
LTC,
Correct.
LB, dot, Billy, BILLY,
L-
LTCLB dot Billy,
That's
BILLY.
what I'm saying. What if you want to share with more than one person? You can type in a bunch of names.
Correct.
Or you can just put a whole circle in there.
2514
at
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Okay, Joanne. Yes. Now, me, you, and Scott are on the same document.
I don't see her face.
She has to
That's
sign
because
on to it.
It's my document.
No, but
No.
she will
has to
see it.
sign on.
So Joanne now needs to go to the document, go to your share folder.
Press pull up test.
You should see, and to the right, it'll say Tony. Okay, now click on the document.
You help me build.
So me and Tony are sharing, her and Tony are sharing.
That's, we're all on the same document.
I just shared it
Can
with
you-
people now.
Can you see my document?
Right, yeah.
Google Drive.
In the shirt.
You only got Tony?
Share with me. There I am. So,
That's
so,
you.
let me see, that's me. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this through the perilous cool brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
You put a base count. Yeah, we got her now.
Well, I go, you go, and since that. Then you come in. Your crew.
See, I'm in
gets here.
blue, Tony's in pink.
All right.
Okay.
So write anything, Joanna.
After I finish this
Right.
sentence, and then you take. You did too.
Joanne, write something.
Add Bill in. One of you.
She's working with Shaggy. Right? Deborah's working.
Yeah, there she is. Joanne Bennett. You clicked in the wrong, you should have clicked below us. Like this. Right here, I'll show you. Hold on, let me go next.
Too late.
060214.
Hey, Ed, I can't finish it so Billy can take off. I'm gonna help Jamie.
Down here, Hope.
So once you finally reheal.
Okay, now start typing. Did you type something?
No, he's.
Yo,
I'm
go.
just saying.
No, now you're gonna type something.
Yeah, but I gotta finish with that.
Cunningham.
I was just pointing out the errors.
You guys need to use punctuation.
Now you type.
Well, he's in the 3 lines.
Okay, now you type.
LV.William.
Oh, that's
you
what
wanna
I
wait
think.
for
No,
Ed.
it's Bill.
Don't wait for Ed, it's your turn.
Your turn.
Okay. Use
That's what his last
punctuation,
name
Joanna.
said.
No?
Wow.
Okay, you don't wait for Ed.
Well, he told me, see, Edward, now he's supposed to finish, even though, again, the misspelling, it's supposed to be
Let us
L.
know, Dave.
Yeah, it's okay if you misspell. The
LTCLG
director's
dot
not.
Bill dot
To
060214.
the right line.
Correct.
All right.
To the,
At Gmail.
All right. Now he has to go to his Gmail and set and click on the test.
Yeah, get a picture.
they're real,
See it?
Jesus.
Click on yes.
Or the rap.
Are you finished typing?
Who's erasing me?
Yeah. You wanna type something.
You can see.
Okay.
He can't just start typing.
Oh, we can type together.
You guys will be typing on the same line. Now you go.
So now I hit my cursor.
Now start typing.
Hit my cursor.
Are we supposed to stick with the same poem?
So
just-
I would suggest sticking with the same.
Yeah, just like,
Okay.
See them on there for fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we
You
got.
haven't started.
What happened to punctuation?
Oh, my
Scott.
turn. Right here.
Well, me and Dobby doing.
Here, don't type.
I'm putting you out of my document. It just means
Whoa,
Joanna.
what's going on?
Okay, hold on. Last thing
Yeah,
I'm gonna
what-
say.
Am I supposed to?
I know.
Let him type.
Period, is that a period after that?
No, it is a.
We can both write at the same time. I mean, we're not knowing. When somebody starts typing, we're not gonna realize some of it.
Yeah, everybody does.
We were never running.
Yeah.
Joanne, there's nothing there.
Fred will see that, but that's
Okay.
I'm trying to get myself ahead of y'all.
We're good over here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anthony, where would you get me?
Now, once you say how you
Ours aren't just bullshit.
I'm on another page now.
So,
Alright, so what do you want to do?
Let's see.
What?
I wanted.
Do the first line of 1,000?
Yeah.
Fred, let's add in Mike.
Wait, who's doing it? Stop typing.
Mike.
Period,
And
period,
are you
one string, period,
Ed's?
bad girl.
Okay, hang on, I'm gonna start typing.
No.
I can't do
I
it.
really want ability.
I think we broke Google.
Yes, you do.
I think we broke Google.
I got
Period, is that a period?
Serious.
Seriously.
Okay, so my turn.
Can you start typing or what?
My turn.
I got it. I got it.
Now you got time to do something.
Exactly.
Oh.
Click down there, yeah.
So you go to the end of the sentence and then you either start there, you hit enter, and you'll start there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, next. You gotta put it.
Scott Road?
Hey,
We're not gonna publicize this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joanne says,
Period, Joanne. My turn.
Hey, yeah, tell me that.
Okay, my turn.
You'll see them pop up.
it's a snooky. Put that
Their
in.
colors and what you
Okay.
We have one right there.
How do you do that?
All right, so we're doing the stuff labeled down.
He says he
You get it?
smells rain and Gabby.
Yeah.
But chickens.
We're just playing on.
Okay,
You
now,
are
Mary.
so wrong.
So what do we do, save this thing?
Who's ready to add, who's got a document that's ready to add Marion?
What?
Who's got one?
I don't,
Okay.
if she can get in there.
That's okay, you don't have to.
Can you correct other
Marion
people's
is
misspellings?
LTCLD.
Okay.
Mary. AR.
So,
I
Director, in
am-
order to continue adding another person, we go back to share,
Thank you.
just to reiterate.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Well, I'm not done.
Okay. All right, hey.
And-
Get your name on
Okay.
What are your numbers, Marion?
Is it a dot after Mary?
Yes.
Smells like rabbit.
Dot.
What-
Okay, how did you do that, David?
Oh,
She's on ours too.
With the X-rated cartoons. Well, the cartoons.
18, 14.
Go to image.
1-4. You got the 1-4, Fred?
Somebody else.
She said 0418.
1-4 at Gmail.
So is this, now what do we do with this?
Okay, so there.
Okay, whose document are you on?
Wait a minute.
I'm with,
Bunch of
Fred and Ed.
Type something in.
Okay. Oh, I did the. Mary, go to your, go to your
We need
Google
these.
Drive.
Did you get that one, Jane?
Yeah, I got it.
What is it? Jamie only
Let's
got
see,
it.
that's From what I understand, that's like two.
Okay, next line.
What about it?
What happened?
Oh, it took you off.
Okay, let's, yeah, let's see if I can find
It
it.
just took you off.
I already did that.
One task, Mike.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, now you don't need to do. Did you type that?
Close the tab, you're exiting out of the file.
Okay, so, am I back now? Type
That's
stuff.
only this one with them. You know what, can we add a needle in there because I just had one on.
Oh my God, how come it came up so big? I was just practicing doing an image, you guys, I'm sorry.
Okay, how's this?
What is mine coming up?
LTCLD dot Anita.
Do that. All right.
Thank you for making that.
Okay.
I was just practicing.
Okay,
that, Tony?
all right, so let me have your attention, everybody. Let's shut it down. Okay, because we've got 5 minutes left before break.
That was fun. Good. So I hope this don't save it. We can't, what if you don't want
Okay,
to
so
save it?
now how do we
Too
get out
bad.
this?
It's too bad. Now you just close the tab. So,
So to answer my question, to add another guest or invite another person, I just go back to share and then.
put in their email information.
Oh, it uploaded, and now the next one's uploaded.
Okay, so everybody please
So we'll
close
open a
out
copy
of Drive.
Okay, all right, reverence.
Close out of Drive. Close down the file, please. We've got 5 minutes.
That's what I've been doing wrong. Everything instead of downloading stuff to my phone, I should be uploading to the cloud.
Correct. Okay. Okay, so now, please, everybody, attention, please. Let's close it down because we've got 4 minutes. I want to do a recap because you're going to forget this by tomorrow.
This. Oh, I doubt it. I will.
And everyone join.
Save this?
Okay.
It's on the Google Drive.
Tony might.
Okay. Okay. Now, everybody. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to Plan B.
Okay, anyways.
I guess, recap.
Just close a little.
Everyone get their pen and put a cap on it.
So that was in school under assignments. Let's see. Oh, test. Hello.
Okay. So
Good springtime.
now, what did we learn from that?
That you can-
Scott's still a butthole.
Exactly.
No matter where they're at.
No matter where you are,
No matter where you go, there you are.
correct. No matter where you are, everybody can work on the same document.
I can write something, misspell everything, and then Israel can correct my grammar for me. Stuff like that.
Or even better yet, I learned something that you could just upload as much stuff as you want.
Well, you have 15 gigabytes. Okay, so here's the important thing. It's called collaboration. Collaboration. That is a word that you should
Oh, my connections.
know, have, etc., so that when you are in your interview, when you're at work, why me? Why should we hire you? I know the cloud. Huh? What's that mean? You know, that's probably what they're going to be thinking. I've heard about it. I've seen it on TV. What's the value? Collaboration. Okay?
Well,
being able to work with other people in real time on documents, okay, becomes extremely important. So what did we say yesterday about the Google commercial? What was that?
Oh, nobody knows.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Hall & Oates, there's a commercial about writing a song. And it really, as we saw today, it really is that easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, the hard part was getting through our minds how to connect, right? Because we were just thinking, I don't get how this works, right? I don't understand. What do I need to do?
Well, it's simple.
It's simple, but what happens is we let our thinking get in the way of just do this, then this, then this, then this. Open Drive, go to Drive, create a document,
Invite.
push share, read the thing it says, who do you want to invite? That's all we have to do. Now, an important thing to know is they have to have a Google account to do this. They have to be part of the Google thing. At the school, all students have a free Gmail account. So anybody who has a Gmail account, like you're doing your interview, you're at work, whatever, starting, you're talking to the boss, it's look, all we need to do is give people a Gmail account. This is what we did at school. This is what we do at Larson. Everybody has a Gmail account, and then we can do a forwarding account for the company's name. So like, right, on everybody's Gmail account, we set up, you have your at theobligation.us or the spqr.us, right? Okay. So at work, you can do that, but now once everybody has a Gmail, they get to take advantage of all of the Gmail apps.
This is the free app.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if it's the school staff one, that's paid for, and it does things a little bit easier and better.
How much does that run?
That's $5 per person per month.
And does it give you more?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
How many gigs do you get on that?
30.
I just have a comment. I ran into that problem this weekend where, you know, my resume, it's in Word on a flash drive.
Yeah.
My neighbor, I get to use her computer. She has a laptop and she doesn't have any Word, any Microsoft on there. Big mistake. I found out the hard way.
Yeah.
If I had it on my drive, I would have been fine.
Exactly. Exactly. So, so the big takeaway from today is creating documents is easy, right? Just get in Drive, create, document, and it's going to create a document. Now, we wanted to make sure we set up the folders and subfolders because over time, you're going to have hundreds or thousands of documents. And so if you start out doing things the right way, I put it in this folder, okay, I don't know where the document is, but it has to do with me personally. I'm going to look in personal, see if I can find it. So setting up your folders is extremely important when you're thinking of, I'm going to have this account for the next 10 or 20 years. You're not going to want to go back 6 months from now when you have 200 files and be moving them into the right folders. Just do it right in the beginning. The second thing, how do we create a document? Create documents. It's pretty easy, right? But the key is, the key is to start in the subfolder where you want the document. If you start in the subfolder where you want the document and push create, do the same thing, it'll create it in that folder. Then you don't have to worry about moving it later. Okay? You can create the folder in any document, the document in any folder, and drag it to another folder. You can do that. It's better to create the document in the folder you want it in. Okay? And then the next thing is, once you hit create document, what's the first thing to do?
Title it.
Name it. Right. Create a name, because Google is always going to save it. And then immediately you can go to share it. Now, we didn't talk about the different levels of sharing, but there are different levels. You can just let people look at it, view it, not give them permission to change it. Okay?
So this is true. Once you
on our paid level, you can give people the permission that they can invite other people. Okay, I don't know if on your thing you can, if you share it with okay, so if Dave shares with Israel, Israel can then share with someone else?
So I think we did that. Yeah.
Okay.
We did that.
So that's another great thing.
I think so.
So your community invites this, you invite your friend, he invites his friend, and now it's a way to get a document out there very well. You can have it so you share it with the whole world, right? Was there a choice of public?
I did.
Okay. Okay. So that's another thing you can do. So extremely powerful tool. What we need to do is not think in terms of what we learned with Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft, it's on your computer. You can't share it with anyone else. You can email it, then they can work on it. They can then send it back. What starts happening? You get lost in revision. Which version do you have? You start spending a lot of time figuring out, am I looking at the same one you're looking at?
12.
And let's call it a different name. We'll have a whole bunch of different names. Huh? Well, if you want to number them, you can. But again, that's just more complexity.
Well, can you remember what
the best
number
way
matches
is in,
with what doc? You got to name the doc.
Yeah, I mean, the person is going to say to you, well, which number did you send me?
Oh, I sent you number 555.
Okay. In Google Drive, in Google Docs, it's one file.
So, seems to me like this is a good opportunity to clean up our desktop, except that everything is still left on the desktop. So now we have to create folders on the desktop that kind of jive with that to put them together, right?
Well, okay, so maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, we'll get into Google has an app to sync your drive, your computer, with your drive.
So everything you
So it will do it automatically for you. Now, it might
really?
It might not put them in the folders, but at least it's on your drive.
Yeah,
and if you're doing it every day, doing housekeeping every day, you can keep it updated. Okay, but we're out of time, so let me say goodbye to California, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. We're going to do 4.